Hi everybody, I'm Kaffy Byram, and I'm here to tell you tonight that my husband of 29 years, Ralph Byrum, has passed. He is my ex, not my current partner, but he was still my husband. We married in 97. My son was born in our son was born in 89. In 97, when we married, 3 months later, I ended up leaving with my son. It was what would you call it? I didn't spring it on him and say, I'm leaving. It wasn't like that. It was a joint decision for me to go to California and take our son with me. And that is what we did. We went to San Francisco where my parents lived, and it was fantastic. But we continued to be married. And I don't know why, but we continued, and I never got divorced. I had an opportunity one time as I was seeing someone who was a paralegal, and he was problematic, so that didn't work out. And then after that, it just never seemed like I met anyone else who I wanted to marry for a long period of time. And so we stayed married. And our lives went on. And we both grew. Ralph grew a lot. He learned a lot. He experienced a lot of unhappiness and hurt. And in the end, he had only one eye and half of a leg was missing, and he was going to dialysis, and he had to be taken care of. We helped him. Rick and I did, and he was so grateful that he cried. I wanted him to have an easier life. Life wasn't easy for Ralph. Ralph's been through a lot, and he is a brilliant man. Even though he was spacey kind of like I was sometimes, he was brilliant. He had a very high IQ from what I understand. And he used it in ways that were a little bit out there. He was fun. He was the funnest person I've ever known. And he was charming. At least he was to me. And I found him very attractive. And there was a great chemistry. There was a lot of chemistry there. But I irritated him, and I did things that were irritating, and I know that I do. I know I'm not perfect, but it finally just wore him down, I think. I don't know. I remember one time when I had chicken pox, and I was very, very ill. He didn't realize how ill I was, and the house was a pit because I couldn't take care of anything. I was in bad shape, and I managed to answer the door one day, and someone was giving me flowers. And I looked over to my right, and there he was standing at the house next door, peering around the corner to see my reaction. That was nice of him. And I remember the time he wanted a special reel. He loved to fish. He was a great fisherman. And he wanted a special reel that was expensive, and we were poor, and I bought it for him. And I put it in a huge box so he wouldn't know that it was the reel. And I think it was his last present. And he opened it, and there were a bunch of towels inside, and he finally got down to the very bottom, and there was his reel that he wanted so badly. And that was so nice. We had happy times. We enjoyed ourselves, going out to eat, shopping, doing things that were over our budget. We had a good time. We also had hard times. And things just were too hard for us. It didn't work. And so there was separation. And as he got older, he learned things, and he became wiser, as we all do. And we became more friendly toward each other and less irritated. There was less fighting and irritation. And after I left, there was only phone calls, basically. And it was a different situation. We didn't fight like we used to. I understand that he loved fishing a lot, and he did a lot of it and caught some very big fish and enjoyed that, and I'm glad he got to enjoy that. And I am glad that he is in a better place, that he is whole again, and that he is loved, and he is in good hands. And I love you, family, and I hope this finds you well. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.